right in the same draft position, plays the same position as you, and you guys are kind of giving and taking?
I feel like it's a challenge for me, so I can just go out there and prove that, I belong in the NBA. I don't really care about the draft range or anything. I'm just trying to go out here and, just try to compete.
Bobby, can you talk a little bit about your career? You did some great things at Arkansas, SEC Player of the Year, and now you're making the transition. How do you think your game translates to the NBA?
I feel like my game translates to the NBA because, I'm a stretch four. I can step out and pick and roll, pick and pop. I feel like my defense will help me along. My dad would have been on the court first anyways, because, I'm kind of hard on defense. Defense, I kind of try to, just play as hard as I can.
Your thoughts on how your style fits into what the Phoenix Suns are trying to do?
I think it fits in perfect, just because, Coach Anderson, I played at Arkansas, played a 40 minutes of hell type of game, up and down tempo, and that's something that the Suns play as well, up and down tempo, try to push the ball and get easy transition buckets.
You mentioned playing a stretch four. Do you think you could also play a little bit of maybe like a small ball five in the NBA?
No doubt. I don't really have a position, honestly. I just go out there, I just play basketball to the best of my abilities. I'm not stretch four, five man. I just go out there and try to get ball play.
How do you get across the passion that you play with the people in the interview and playing?
I'm just trying to go here and have fun. I just, in college I was kind of nervous with the media, but now I'm kind of opening up a little bit and trying to be myself.
You shot well, but the release on your shot's a little funky. How did that come about? Was it something that you picked up from someone else, or is it just something you learned to do and shoot very well?
Honestly, I don't know how I started shooting like that. In high school I kind of shot like right here above my forehead, and I kind of tried to. In college, Coach Anderson told me that Bobby, shoot the ball hard, so I kind of started shooting the ball hard, and then started going behind my head a little bit, but people call my shot funky or ugly, but if it goes, we're not too language.
Oh no, I didn't say it was ugly. I didn't say it was ugly.
What do you go next from here?
Intensity with the way you play.
Just tough upbringing, coming to having to go through the things having to go through the things I went through, it kind of made me put all my passion into basketball, make that a way out for me, so not think about the things I went through.
Well, Bobby, you kind of touched on that, and for us that are unfamiliar with your past, can you talk about some of the things you had to overcome to make it here to this point?
Domestic violence, my mom having to go through things like that, for me moving out of 6-7 houses as a kid, and not having a stable home until my 10th grade year, that kind of, for any kid, that's kind of tough, and the biggest thing, not having a dad, that kind of was tough on me because I would always go to the park and see, my friends on the swings with their dads, and they playing football, and my dad was to throw me a football, so it was kind of tough, but as a young man, that kind of made me grow up quicker than most kids have to grow up.
What reaction do you get from teams when you talk about how that motivates you to play hard and have your mom?
They always say that, they can tell that, there's something in me that makes me play hard, simply because, every time I go out, even if I, have a bad game, I'm still going to play hard as I can. I'm still going to be working on the court, still going to, go that extra 10%, that's pretty much what it is.
Which players are you most familiar with in the Suns roster?
Archie Gilbert, he's from Little Rock, so that's like my brother.
Did you just hear about him growing up, or did you actually see him around town when he was younger?
No, we actually played on the same age for 2 years. We played on the same Arkansas Wings team. We had some up and down, they kind of made us close.
So, Bobby, before you came here, did you reach out to Archie, and is he rooting for you to make the team? So you have that connection?
That'd be cool, be on the same team with him again. But at the end of the day, it's not about where I want to go. It's about what they want. I can't pick what team I want to play for, until the next 3-4 years. So that's out of my way.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate it.